Picture this. It's one of those perfect days. The kind where the sun feels like a warm embrace on your skin. The breeze is just right, and you're walking with a lightness in your step. Maybe you've just achieved something big, like landing that dream job. Or maybe it's something small, but significant, like finally finishing that book you've been meaning to read. Whatever it is, you're glowing from the inside out. Life feels right. You want to share it, don't you? You want to tell someone, anyone, how amazing you feel. But what if I told you there's a quiet power in keeping that joy to yourself? What if the deepest happiness doesn't come from sharing it with the world, but from holding it close, like a secret that fills you with warmth and peace? Hi, I'm Ryan J. Wells, and today I want to explore the power of quiet joy with you. How keeping your happiness to yourself can make it even stronger. Before we dive in, if you find value in this message, I invite you to subscribe and join this community where we strive to grow together. Only 15% of viewers are subscribed, so if this resonates with you, subscribing ensures you won't miss content designed to elevate your life. Now let's talk about the magic of that quiet joy, the kind that radiates from within, without needing anyone's approval. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to let your happiness be your own. Part 1. The trap of external validation. Now think about the last time you felt genuinely happy. Maybe it was after accomplishing something important, like getting a promotion or overcoming a personal challenge. And what's the first thing we often do when we feel this kind of joy? We rush to share it on social media with friends, coworkers, or even strangers. We want that instant feedback, the likes, the comments, the congratulations. It feels good, right? But here's the problem. Every time we rely on others to validate our happiness, we weaken it. Suddenly, the joy we felt starts depending on how others respond. It's no longer about what we achieved or what brought us happiness in the first place. It becomes about how many people liked it, how many people noticed. And if that reaction falls short of what we expected, that joy can quickly fade. I'm sure we've all been there. You share something exciting, but the response doesn't match your enthusiasm. You start to second-guess yourself, wondering if what made you so happy was even worth it. This is the trap of external validation. It takes something pure and internal and turns it into something fragile, easily influenced by the reactions of others. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Yet, how many times have we allowed our thoughts to be shaped by external approval? When we base our happiness on how others perceive us, it becomes fragile, built on the shifting sands of opinions and reactions. But here's the truth. Real happiness doesn't need validation. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need to be shared to be real. And when we learn to let go of that need for approval, we unlock a deeper, more resilient form of joy, the kind that can't be taken away by someone else's reaction. Part 2. The power of silent joy. Now imagine this. Instead of rushing to tell everyone about your happiness, you pause. You let that feeling of joy sink in, like a deep breath filling your lungs, warming you from the inside. You don't share it, you don't post it online, and you don't seek anyone's approval. You just feel it. What happens then? You see, keeping your happiness to yourself doesn't diminish it. It amplifies it. When you hold on to that joy privately, it becomes something sacred, something that nourishes you on a deeper level. It's like tending a small fire within you, one that doesn't need to be exposed to the winds of external opinion. Think of it this way. Have you ever enjoyed a quiet moment so deeply, it felt almost too special to share? That's the power of silent joy. When we protect our happiness from the outside noise, we create space to experience it fully. We stop worrying about how it looks to others and focus on how it feels to us. This makes our joy stronger, more resilient, and ultimately more fulfilling. Here's a beautiful thing about happiness. When it comes from within, it radiates outward without you even trying. You don't need to shout it from the rooftops. People can see it in the way you move, in the lightness of your step, in the genuine smile on your face. Your happiness speaks for itself. It's like the glow of a warm candle in a quiet room. You don't need to tell anyone about the light. It's simply there, shining. That's what silent joy does. It transforms you from the inside, and people notice it without you having to say a word. And in that silence, your happiness becomes something truly powerful. Here's something to consider. By keeping your happiness to yourself, you're not being selfish. In fact, you're giving it the space to grow and deepen without the pressure of external expectations. This kind of joy, the quiet kind, has a ripple effect. It spreads to others simply because you're living in it. True happiness, the kind that comes from within, doesn't need to be validated by others. It's your own personal source of strength, a strength that you can carry with you no matter what's going on around you. Part 3. Radiating happiness without words. Here's the remarkable thing about happiness. When it's real, when it comes from within, you don't have to say a single word for people to notice. It's like an unspoken language that radiates from your presence. Think about the last time you saw someone who seemed genuinely content. They didn't need to explain it, right? You could feel it in the way they carried themselves, the relaxed posture, the soft glow in their smile, the calmness in their voice. When you keep your happiness close, it naturally shines through. It's in the sparkle in your eye, the spring in your step, the way you move through the world with a sense of peace. You don't need to tell people how happy you are. They can sense it. And the beauty of it? This kind of silent happiness is contagious. Your joy, held quietly within, can lift up those around you. Without saying a word, your energy affects others. Like the way the sun warms everything it touches without making a sound. We often think we need to share our happiness for others to benefit from it, but that's not true. Sometimes, simply being happy is enough to inspire and uplift the people around you. Your joy can act like a magnet, drawing others in, making them feel better, simply because you're embodying that positive energy. It's like the ripple effect of a stone dropped in still water. Your happiness, even if unspoken, sends out waves. And those waves touch the people around you, often without you even realizing it. That's the quiet power of holding on to your joy. It spreads effortlessly, lifting others up without demanding anything from them. So, the next time you feel like sharing your happiness, consider letting it speak for itself. Smile. Walk with confidence. Allow your joy to be the light that others can feel, even when you're silent. You'll be surprised by how much power that quiet happiness holds. Part 4. The journey of happiness. Cultivating gratitude and presence. Now you might be wondering, how do we cultivate this kind of deep internal happiness? The kind that doesn't need validation, the kind that radiates naturally without words? It starts with something simple: gratitude. Happiness is not always found in grand, life-changing moments. Often it's hidden in the small, seemingly insignificant details of our daily lives. The warmth of the morning sun on your skin, the sound of birds chirping outside your window, the first sip of a comforting cup of coffee. These are the moments where happiness quietly resides. Gratitude is the key that unlocks this happiness. When you make a conscious effort to notice and appreciate the little things, you train your mind to seek out more of the good in life. It's like strengthening a muscle. The more you focus on what you're grateful for, the easier it becomes to find joy, even in the simplest moments. Here's a practical tip. Start each day with a moment of reflection. Take a few deep breaths, and before your mind rushes off to all the things you need to do, pause. Think about just one thing you're thankful for. It could be something as small as the warmth of your bed, the beauty of the sunrise, or even the fact that you've been given another day to make the most of. When you start your day with gratitude, you set the tone for happiness to follow. But there's more to cultivating joy than just gratitude. It's also about presence. How often do we rush through our days, barely noticing the moments that pass us by? We're always moving on to the next task, the next goal, without ever fully savoring the present moment. When we slow down and become fully present, we give ourselves the chance to experience joy in real time. Imagine walking through a park. If your mind is elsewhere, you miss the sound of the breeze in the trees, the feeling of the earth under your feet, the smell of fresh air. But when you're fully present, even the simplest walk can become a moment of pure joy. Happiness is a choice, and part of that choice is to be present in the moment. It's about letting go of the past and not worrying about the future, but choosing to be right here, right now. That's where true happiness lives, in the present. And when we make the decision to stay grounded in the here and now, we open ourselves to experiencing joy that's deeper, more meaningful, and unshakable. Part 5. Overcoming challenges with happiness. Life isn't always smooth. There will be times when we face challenges, moments of doubt, disappointment, or even heartbreak. But here's the truth. Happiness isn't about avoiding those tough moments. It's about holding on to the joy we've cultivated, even when things get hard. When happiness comes from within, it becomes your anchor. It grounds you when life feels overwhelming. Instead of letting challenges pull you under, your internal joy can be the steady force that keeps you afloat. Think of it like a lighthouse in a storm. Your quiet happiness shines through even in the darkest times, guiding you back to calmer waters. This doesn't mean pretending everything is okay when it isn't. We all experience pain, loss, and struggle. But when you've cultivated happiness from within, you learn to face those difficult emotions without losing yourself to them. You allow yourself to feel the sadness, the frustration, the anger, because they're all part of the human experience. But you also trust that underneath it all, your joy is still there, waiting for you. Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, once said, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances." This quote reminds us that no matter what life throws at us, we always have the choice to hold on to our inner joy. Imagine facing a difficult challenge. Maybe you've lost a job, or you're going through a painful breakup. In those moments, it's easy to let the weight of the situation take over. But if you've practiced nurturing your happiness from within, you have something to fall back on. You remember the small moments of gratitude, the quiet joy you've held close. That happiness becomes a source of strength, reminding you that you can get through this and that brighter days are ahead. The key is to recognize that happiness isn't about never facing storms. It's about trusting that you have the resilience to weather them. When you've built happiness from the inside out, you can face life's ups and downs without being knocked off course. You become stronger, more adaptable, and more at peace, even when things don't go as planned. So the next time life throws you a curveball, hold on to your happiness. Let it be the anchor that keeps you steady. Trust that no matter how dark the storm may seem, your joy is still within you, ready to guide you through. A quiet but powerful choice. So here's the big takeaway. Happiness doesn't need to be shared to be real. It doesn't need applause, validation, or likes to matter. When you choose to hold on to your joy, to let it settle deep within you, that's when it becomes its most powerful. You don't have to tell the world how happy you are. Your joy will speak for itself through the way you carry yourself, the energy you bring, and the light in your eyes. The beauty of this quiet happiness is that it gives you strength. It becomes your anchor in the storms, a guiding star when life gets difficult. It's not about pretending everything is perfect, but about trusting that no matter what happens, your joy is always there, growing stronger with each moment you choose to nurture it from within. Here's the truth. Happiness is a journey. It's not something we arrive at and then check off a list. It's something we cultivate every day through gratitude, presence, and the conscious decision to let our joy be our own. When we stop chasing external validation, we find that the most profound joy comes from within. And this inner joy, it spreads. It touches the lives of those around you without you even needing to say a word. Your happiness becomes a ripple that lifts up the people in your life, simply because you're living it fully. So, today, I challenge you to make a choice. Choose to be happy, not because someone else recognizes it, but because it's yours. Hold it close, let it grow, and trust that this quiet joy will guide you through anything that comes your way. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'm Ryan J. Wells, and if this message resonated with you, I invite you to subscribe and join our community. Together, we can continue this journey toward living with more joy, more strength, and more purpose. Remember, your happiness is yours. Protect it, nurture it, and let it be the guiding star that lights your way.